Akudama Drive is one of the most exciting anime of the season, an original cyberpunk crime adventure in a post-war world where Tokyo and Kansai have been cut off. From the mind of Danganronpa writer Kazutaka Kodaka, we're getting ready for a series of wild twists and surprises along the way. Here's 5 things you need to know about Akudama Drive. While most anime generally only take a few years to make, Akudama Drive has been a long time coming, originally starting in 2014. Kodaka has wanted to expand into working in different mediums for a while. Of course he works best in games, but one of the reasons he helped set up Tokyo Games in 2017 was to give both himself and Kotaro Ichikoshi a way to expand into new things. For instance, earlier this year, he wrote Death Come True, a live-action film where you choose your own path. And although he'd previously written the Danganronpa anime, this was his first original. While the project started in 2014, most of that was just brainstorming and planning. Production started properly in 2017 when they brought on a director. Akudama Drive is being produced at Studio Pierrot by a talented team who made sure the show is full of exciting animation. But in fact, the reason it's being made at Pierrot is because a producer at the studio happened to be an old college classmate of Kazutaka Kodaka. After a stage show for Danganronpa, he went up and reintroduced himself, and they got talking. This is where the producer said that he wanted to work on something together, and despite not having much experience with animation, Kodaka has been surprisingly involved, even giving anime character designer Cindy Yamauchi even more freedom to redesign the characters to make them more suitable for animation, even if they don't look that much like the original designs anymore. Akudama Drive is a cyberpunk story, but a lot of its narrative ideas aren't futuristic, but instead are based on ideas from the past. In particular, the story can be summed up as a cyberpunk Quentin Tarantino movie. And in fact, that's one of the reasons the characters aren't named, because in Reservoir Dogs, they all went under codenames as well. A lot of people know Kodaka for his decade-long work on death games, but it's clear that this is the kind of story he's wanted to do for a while, and when he described his influences, it got the director excited to join the project as well. Another specific element of the show is that it's set in Osaka. For Cyberpunk, which has famously taken inspiration from Tokyo, this is a bit strange, but Kodaka wasn't wanting a straight up cyberpunk, but rather something with some retro inspirations, which fit well into the Osaka cityscape. At the same time, Osaka is more recognizably Japanese to overseas audiences, something that he felt was important to the story. And his final reason was that he just really likes Osaka. I guess if you're gonna set an anime somewhere, make it a place where you'll really enjoy the research trips. To realise the vision of a cyberpunk Osaka, they changed the way the production would normally work. Instead of deciding on the world and then contacting a background team to realise it, they brought background director Yoshio Tanaka on much earlier during the pre-production phase so that he could be involved in building the concept for the world himself. This meant that he had a lot more time to think through his ideas and create a cyberpunk Kansai that really stood out. Thanks for watching OTAQUEST in Japan. Feel free to subscribe to find out more about the art and creation of Japanese pop culture.